61. Hubble.
Hubble.
Right from the start, there was trouble with the Hubble. Telescope.
Telescope.
The captain noticed the coming of pirates through the telescope. Launch.
Launch.
A rocket was launched into space. They launched 3 school teachers into space. Space.
Space.
Scientists try to contact other intelligence in space. Who is the first astronaut that travelled in space? Billion.
Billion.
Billions of dollars was invested on the project. The population on the Earth will exceed 6 billion. Faulty.
Faulty.
His theory was faulty. She made a faulty judgment. Astronaut.
Astronaut.
She believed that she could make an excellent woman astronaut. Millions of people watched astronauts walk on the moon on the TV. Shuttle.
Shuttle.
The shuttle Endeavour will be taking the astronauts to the Hubble. The space shuttle took 5 astronauts to the space station. The shuttle exploded soon after its launching. Endeavour.
Endeavor.
Robot arm.
Robot arm.
Robot arms are widely used in experiments. The disabled can use robot arms. Grab.
Grab.
He grabbed her by the arm before she fell down. She grabbed the rope at the critical moment. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Of course, the Hubble is above the Earth's atmosphere. The signals go through the atmosphere to the Earth. High speed is required to go through the atmosphere. Distant.
Distant.
He has sailed to many distant countries. What will the Earth be like in the distant future? Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Is there any other form of life in the galaxies? The galaxies seem to be very mysterious. Universe.
Universe.
The Hubble will tell us a great deal about the age of the universe. In the past, people thought the Earth was the center of the universe. The universe is vast and mysterious. Eagle eye.
Eagle eye.
The hunter has an eagle eye. He kept an eagle eye for the spy. Lesson 62. Control.
Control.
The situation was out of control. Parents should not have control over their children. Smoke.
Smoke.
Now smoke still rose up from the warm ground over the desolate hills. The room was full of choking smoke. The huge fire sent dense smoke up to the sky. Desolate.
Desolate.
The railway station became desolate in the war. They changed the desolate land into a prosperous town. Threaten.
Threaten.
He threatened to kidnap her child. The flood threatened thousands of lives. Surrounding.
Surrounding.
The valley and its surrounding scenery are fascinating. The surrounding country took on a new look. Destruction.
Destruction.
The earthquake caused the destruction of the city. The advanced weapons increased the destruction of war. Flood.
Flood.
The village was stricken by a heavy flood. Food and clothes were sent to the flood-stricken areas. Authority.
Authority.
The school authorities lay down some new rules and regulations. The local authorities attached great importance to the event. Grass seed.
Grass seed.
Grass seed is expensive. A lot of grass seed was frozen and made useless during the winter. Spray.
Spray.
The seed was sprayed over the ground in huge quantities by aeroplanes. Vegetables are sprayed. The workers were spraying paint on the wall. Quantity.
Quantity.
Large quantities of goods were damaged in the storm. Yesterday's typhoon brought a great quantity of rain. Root.
Root.
By then, however, in many places, the grass had already taken root. Many trees were pulled up by the roots. Vegetation in the desert usually has deep roots. Century.
Century.
The 20th century witnessed many great changes in China. This ancient city was deserted for centuries. Patch.
Patch.
They toiled on a small patch of land. There is a patch of garden in front of the house. Blacken.
Blacken.
Their faces were blackened by the smoke. Smoking blackened his fingers. Lesson 63. Circle.
Circle.
Jeremy Hampton has a large circle of friends and is very popular at parties. This is a close family circle. He is a famous figure in the cultural circle. Admire.
Admire.
I admire his sense of humour. His co-workers admire his capacity for work. Close.
Close.
The two countries have established close relations. They are in close contact with each other. Wedding.
Wedding.
He prepared the speech carefully and went to the wedding with Jenny. The wedding ceremony will take place next Sunday. They exchanged the wedding rings. Reception.
Reception.
They held a reception for the new CEO. Sort.
Sort.
This is the sort of thing that Jeremy loves. He is not the sort of man to commit such a cruel crime. This hardware store sells different sorts of tools. Lesson 64. Tunnel.
Tunnel.
Can we construct a tunnel connecting the mainland and Taiwan? Port.
Port.
This platform would serve as a port and a railway station. This is an inland port. We will reach the port in 3 days.
Ventilate.
Ventilate.
The tunnel would be well ventilated. This house is poorly ventilated. The coal mine is not well ventilated. Chimney.
Chimney.
Black smoke came from the chimney. It is believed that Father Christmas comes into the house through the chimney. Sea level.
Sea level.
Most areas of Holland are below the sea level. It stands above the sea level. Double.
Double.
He suggested that a double railway tunnel should be built. Sue likes to take a ride on the double-decker. He reserved a double room. Ventilation.
Ventilation.
They used good ventilation facilities in the building. Ventilation remained a problem to be solved. Fear.
Fear.
He does not fear death. He feared the revelation of the truth. Invasion.
Invasion.
In the old days, China was always subjected to foreign invasions. Cultural invasion is very common in modern times. Officially.
Officially.
He was officially transferred to another department. He officially announced his resignation. Connect.
Connect.
The two towns are connected by expressways. The living room and the kitchen are connected by a long passage. European.
European.
Some European customs are quite strange. Continent.
Continent.
Who discovered the American continent? The 5 Olympic rings symbolize 5 continents. Lesson 65. Verses.
Verses.
Jumbo versus the police. The match tonight is Brazil versus Belgium. The debate next week is Nankai University versus Peking University. Christmas.
Christmas.
Children received a lot of gifts at Christmas. The stores and streets were beautifully decorated on Christmas Eve. Circus.
Circus.
The circus is on a world tour. That the circus is going to perform in the town grabs the headline. Present.
Present.
They exchanged presents. She did not expect to receive such a lovely present. Accompany.
Accompany.
Mr. Black, accompanied by his friend, visited the Great Wall. The local officials accompanied the delegation to the factory. Approach.
Approach.
He became excited when he approached his hometown. The typhoon will approach the coastal city in 5 minutes. Ought.
Ought.
You ought to go to bed early. She ought to have reported it to the boss beforehand. Weigh.
Weigh.
Jumbo must weigh a few tons. I have weighed my luggage. He weighed himself on the scales. Fortunate.
Fortunate.
It was fortunate that we didn't have to carry him. It was fortunate for me that I met such a kind-hearted person. He was fortunate in having a happy family. Lesson 66. Lancaster.
Lancaster.
In 1963, a Lancaster bomber crashed on Wallis Island. Bomber.
Bomber.
The Japanese bomber was shot down. The bomber dropped several bombs on a village. Remote.
Remote.
The education level in the remote backward region is very low. She volunteered to work in a remote mountainous area. Pacific.
Pacific.
The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in the world. They had a rough time sailing on the Pacific Ocean. Damage.
Damage.
This item damaged the interests of both companies. The ship was damaged in the storm. Wreck.
Wreck.
The wreck of the passenger plane was found in the forest. 100 years later, divers found the wrecks of the ship. Rediscover.
Rediscover.
The ancient city was rediscovered hundreds of years later. The shipwrecks were rediscovered by a diver. Aerial.
Aerial.
The aerial transportation is fast and convenient. They carried out an aerial combat. Survey.
Survey.
The survey indicated a sharp increase in the unemployment rate. They conducted a survey on the causes of divorce. Rescue.
Rescue.
They failed to rescue the journalist held by the terrorists. He risked his life to rescue a drowning child. Package.
Package.
She packaged up old books. She had her luggage packaged. Enthusiast.
Enthusiast.
Now a group of enthusiasts are going to have the plane restored. He is an enthusiast for politics. Restore.
Restore.
The museum restored the building to its 19th century appearance. The castle was restored out of all recognition. Imagine.
Imagine.
You cannot imagine what a hard life he led. We cannot imagine life without imagination. Packing case.
Packing.
The packing case was damaged during the delivery. The packing case is in good condition. Colony.
Colony.
A colony of ants were busy transporting food. A colony of termites settled in my house. Bee.
Bee.
She is as busy as a bee. He keeps bees in his garden. Hive.
Hive.
The bees built a hive under the roof. Preserve.
Preserve.
To preserve one's eyesight is important. We should take measures to preserve the environment from pollution. Beeswax.
Beeswax.
The hive is full of beeswax. Can beeswax be used in cosmetics? Lesson 67. Volcano.
Volcano.
This is a dormant volcano. Pompeii disappeared after the volcano eruption. Active.
Active.
The doctor was in active practice. They are on active duty. Kivu.
Kivu.
Congo.
Congo.
Kituro.
Kituro.
Erupt.
Erupt.
The museum suddenly erupted in fire. His anger erupted. Violently.
Violently.
They attacked their opponents violently. He drove his car violently on the expressway. Manage.
Manage.
They managed to get there punctually. He managed to interview the senator. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
He has achieved brilliant success. There were lots of reports on the brilliant performance. Liquid.
Liquid.
He noticed that a river of liquid rock was coming towards him. The patient was put on a liquid diet. When the temperature rises, it changes into a liquid state. Escape.
Escape.
Many people don't know how to escape the pressure of modern life. Alive.
Alive.
He has been able to tell us more about active volcanoes than any man alive. He is the only one alive in the traffic accident. I haven't heard of him for ages. Perhaps he's not alive now. Lesson 68. Persistent.
Persistent.
After persistent efforts, they finally succeeded in the experiment. Avoid.
Avoid.
He tried to avoid making the same mistake. Drivers can avoid danger by being careful and alert all the time. Insist.
Insist.
No matter how busy you are, he always insists on coming with you. They insisted that I deliver a speech at the meeting. He insisted on her participation in the debate. Lesson 69. Murder.
Murder.
But not murder. He is guilty of murder. He was not at the scene when the murder occurred. Instruct.
Instruct.
The doctor instructed him to quit smoking. We were instructed to work overtime this evening. Acquire.
Acquire.
He acquired a lot of information through wide reading. The farmer acquired a small fortune through hard work. Confidence.
Confidence.
Confidence contributed to your success. He has resumed his confidence. Examiner.
Examiner.
The examiner must have been pleased with my performance. The examiner asked me a lot of difficult questions. The examiner proved to be impartial. Suppose.
Suppose.
Let us suppose that a child suddenly crosses the road in front of you. Suppose this plan is not feasible. Tap.
Tap.
As soon as I tap on the window, you must stop within 5 feet. She tapped at the door. He tapped me on the head. React.
React.
We wondered how he reacted to the news. He reacted very promptly to the danger. Break.
Break.
There is something wrong with the brake. Pedal.
Pedal.
The pedal of the sewing machine needs repairing. The pedals of his tricycle did not work. Mournful.
Mournful.
He sang a mournful song at her funeral. Lesson 70. Bullfight.
Bullfight.
Spain is famous for its bullfights. Many of Hemingway's heroes love bullfighting. Drunk.
Drunk.
Her husband was a drunkard. 2 drunkards fought at the pub. Wander.
Wander.
He wandered about the garden to kill time. After school, children wandered in the streets. Ring.
Ring.
The matador and the bull performed wonderfully in the ring. The boxing match was going on in the ring. Unaware.
Unaware.
The crowd began to shout, but the drunkard was unaware of the danger. He was unaware of a hole on the road. My mother was unaware of my unemployment. Bull.
bull,
The Chicago Bulls has lost its former brilliance. The bull was irritated by the matador. Matador.
matador,
The matador had a narrow escape. Spectators were crazy about the brave matador. Remark.
remark,
The speaker's opening remarks were humorous. His work has received favourable remarks from the critics. Apparently.
Apparently.
Apparently, my parents didn't think this was a good idea. Apparently, he has spoiled his child. Sensitive.
sensitive,
She is sensitive to others' feelings. He is very sensitive about his humble origin. Criticism.
criticism,
Her new novel has received many criticisms. We should practice criticism and self-criticism. Charge.
charge,
A barking dog charged at him. He charged out of the train. Clumsily.
Clumsily.
The fat man clumsily got himself into the car. He walked clumsily in the snow. Bow.
bow,
The crowd broke into cheers, and the drunk bowed. The magician first bowed to the audience. The actors bowed their thanks on the stage. Safety.
safety,
Soldiers helped the villagers to safety. When the air raid occurred, they hurried to safety. Sympathetically.
sympathetically,
He looked at the little girl sympathetically and gave her 10 yuan. The doctor watched the patient sympathetically. Lesson 71. Parliament.
parliament,
The Parliament turned down the bill. Erect.
erect,
A new bridge was erected on the river. A monument was erected on the square. Accurate.
accurate,
It is not only of immense size, but it is extremely accurate as well. The witness gave us an accurate account of what she had seen. This instrument is very accurate. Official.
official,
Officials from the Greenwich Observatory have the clock checked twice a day. Several government officials were accused of bribery. Local officials volunteered to serve the community. Greenwich.
Greenwich.
Observatory.
observatory,
The observatory lies on the top of the mountain. They visited the observatory yesterday. Check.
Check.
You can check your answers with your partner. She carefully checked her luggage. Microphone.
microphone,
He lectured into a microphone. The announcement from the microphone is very important. Tower.
Tower.
The Pisa Tower is the landmark of Pisa. On the top of the tower, you can have a bird's-eye view of the city. Lesson 72. Racing.
Racing.
He got the racing cup for the 3rd time. The engine of the racing boat broke down suddenly. Purr.
Per.
Since that time, racing drivers have reached speeds of over 600 miles per hour. Her wage is $300 per week. Due to the bad weather, cotton yield per mu is very low this year. Utah.
Utah.
Horsepower.
Horsepower.
It was over 30 feet in length and had a 2,500 horsepower engine. The car is equipped with a 3,000 horsepower engine. The horsepower of the engine is very low. Burst.
Burst.
The pipe burst in the cold winter. We got the news that the dam had burst. Average.
Average.
The average age of the subjects in the experiment is 25. What is the average rainfall in the area? Footstep.
Footstep.
He saw the footsteps in the sand. Who marked the first human footstep on the moon?